Happy New Year, everyone. I just wanted to end the year by making a video because I haven't in a while. And it's about not resolutions because I don't really do that, but I do have things that I'd like to work on every year. And it's just kind of like something that I internally pray about and like think about. And this year is just being more intentional about my prayer life and really listening to God. And I think it's hard sometimes because I've heard, my friends say, you hear from the Lord, like how I wish I had that. And I'm thinking, well, you can, you just have to have a relationship with him, right? Like, you won't be able to hear him if you're not talking to him. You won't be able to hear him if you're not in the word. You won't be able to hear him if you don't stop and listen, which I think was a big problem for me in the past, stopping and listening, and also like deciphering what's my thought and what is of the enemy too, because the enemy will put thoughts in your mind, and what is, Jesus. So for me, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to be like, is that me? For the most part, I can distinguish what the enemy is saying because it's not usually in line with, what God is saying, or even my thoughts most of the time when I have those thoughts of like, was that Jesus? So I want to tell you a story of something that happened and the result of me listening to him. So we were in Hawaii last year, and I love Hawaii. And I had just gotten really sick, and so my ears were hurting, and I had to go to the urgent care there. Well, as I'm getting better, Brian, my husband, decided to rent a car for the day so we could just go tool around and go look at everything. As I'm in the car, I'm thinking, it's a beautiful island. I love the culture. I love the people. I love everything about it. But there are parts, like everywhere else, that are a little bit dilapidated. And especially there, it's like with the weather being an island, it's easy for people to have damage on their house, and it's really expensive to live there too. And so we're driving around, and I'm thinking, I want to help in some way, shape, or form. I just don't know what to do. I also don't know how to do it without like being there a really long time. And so praying this prayer, thinking about it, praying about it. Okay, so we go to the grocery store, and I go in by myself and get my stuff, and I get in line, and there's only one line. So the line's pretty long, and I'm probably like 4 or 5 people back from the cash register. And I see this lady 2 people ahead of me, and I can tell she might need some help. Her shoes look dirty, and her legs look kind of cut up and stuff. So I don't know what's happening with her health. But I just hear the Lord speaking to me, and he said, help her. And even though I just prayed this prayer, I'm thinking to myself, okay, she's 2 people ahead of me. So that means I'm going to have to skip the person in front of me to go up to help her. I was like, I don't want to skip her in line. I don't want to offend anyone. Lord, if you want me to help this lady, you're going to have to open up another cash register. As soon as I said that, they said we're opening another line. And that was my confirmation that that is the Holy Spirit that was definitely talking to me. I mean, I saw it in real time, and I was just like, oh, whoa, okay, well, now I have to obey, right? Like, so the lady goes up to the one that was open originally, and the lady that I'm supposed to help, and then the lady in front of me goes to the new line. So there I am, taking a deep breath, and just hoping that everything goes well. And she is talking to the cashier lady, and I can hear her saying to the lady, you know, you don't have enough, this, I think it was a, you know, EPT card or something like that. She was like, this won't cover it, and you're gonna have to put some stuff to the side. As I'm walking up, I hear this conversation, and I'm like, Lord, okay, like, you're just so great. Like, this couldn't have worked out better. And I walked up and I just said, you know, I'm going to help her. I'm going to pay for her things. I'm going to pay for it all. And she goes, really? And I said, yes. And the lady was not really paying attention to me because she was kind of stressed out. I could tell, doling out what she wanted to keep and what she wanted to put back. And she goes, no. She said her name. I'm not going to say it, of course, but she said, because they knew each other. You could tell by their conversation. And she just said, she's going to help you. She's going to pay for it for you. And she looks at me and she goes, are you an angel? She goes, I didn't even see you coming up. And I just giggled, and I was like, no, I'm not an angel, but God did send me. And the cashier said, you know, this is a gift from Jesus. And I said, it absolutely is. He's the one who sent me. And the other lane opened, so it was perfect. And we just had a really good conversation, all three of us. She was telling me about her family and how she had a really hard day, and I walked out of there. We exchanged names. I walked out of there weeping because I didn't just help her, but I felt the Holy Spirit so close to me after I just prayed that prayer. And then as soon as I said, I don't know how to help her because I need another lane to open, and then he opens it up. He is so real. Y'all, there is no doubt in my mind that he is real. Okay? And I've heard, you know, when I've told that story to people in my life, I've heard their stories, and they have amazing stories of how the Holy Spirit worked in their life to let them know that he is so real, and he is so present, and he is so incorporated with everybody in everyday life. And you just have to look for him and listen to him. And my prayer is that you guys will, in this new year, make intentional strides to hear him and obey him. But anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you have a great 2026.